You're watching ABC7 News at 11.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter. Right now, Sarasota police are investigating a shooting in Newtown. Police say somebody was shot while sitting in their car near 23rd and Osprey Avenue. The victim is okay and was taken to Sarasota Memorial Hospital. Police are still searching for the suspect tonight. Now, this is a developing story. We will continue to keep you updated on our website at mysuncoast.com. Residents of the Alta Vista neighborhood may have to figure out a different way to get around the Sarasota High School campus during the week. The Sarasota County School District wants to close School Avenue, which runs through the school's campus, to all vehicles, pedestrians, and bicyclists. ABC7's Erica Jackson joins us to explain why school leaders are concerned with students' safety. Erica?
Jacqueline, thank you. The area of School Avenue running through the Sarasota High School campus is blocked off to cars during the day, but anyone can walk onto campus or ride through on their bike.
I do not feel safe on campus.
Colin is one of the 2,200 students to walk across the Sarasota High School campus every day. Many of them come face to face with School Avenue.
Even though there are gates at the end of the streets, I don't feel safe walking across the street that any individual could walk across as well.
It's just a constant threat.
Dozens of students and teachers showed up to the Sarasota County Schools and City Commission's joint workshop on Tuesday. School leaders originally presented the idea to block off weekday access to bicyclists and pedestrians and extending the closure by 2 hours to 4:30 p.m. But after-school activities regularly continue past that time.
Is that enough time for us to be concerned with the security of Sarasota High School?
Now the school board and commissioners will look at keeping the road closed off until 10 p.m. But the school district is looking ahead to permanently close School Avenue in the future.
I have no problem with it closed during school hours. My problem is, why would it have to be closed on the weekends, all summer long, holidays? I mean, kids aren't in school at those times.
The plan is part of an effort to create a single entry point to keep the campus safer after recent events like the Parkland school shooting. Those who live in the nearby Alta Vista neighborhood think it could do the opposite.
If School Avenue were to be closed, emergency vehicles could not access the campus to take care of any issues, whether those are health related or not.
School officials want to have the closures in place by the start of the new school year.
I believe that every single student has the right to feel safe at his or her school.
Now, tonight's meeting was just a workshop, so no decisions were made. The school board plans to discuss the interlocal agreement at its next meeting next week, and commissioners can take action as early as its next meeting on May 21st. Jacqueline?
Okay, thanks, Erica. The Manatee County School District will have to look at new ways to pay for school safety. Today, Manatee County commissioners voted against additional funding for school resource officers. The county's current contract with the Manatee County School District is about $900,000, which will stay as is. That money helps fund the 16 SROs in the schools now. Today, the district asked the commission to help pay for an additional 31 officers, but board members say they simply don't have the money and don't want to ask taxpayers for it either.
So you have the same officer in the building. They build relationships with the principals, the assistant principals, with the teachers, and more importantly with the students and the parents. And we wanted to continue that. We've seen how successful that has been in our middle schools and the high schools at the secondary level, and we wanted to do that at the elementary.
Now the district says it will have to reconvene with the school board, Manatee County Sheriff Rick Wells, and the city police chiefs to look at other options. This meeting is already scheduled for later this week. New details tonight on a deadly crash on Longboat Key this morning. Florida Highway Patrol is releasing the name of the pedestrian that was hit and killed by two cars at around 7:30 this morning. 85-year-old Warren Roberts was crossing the street on Gulf of Mexico Drive when he was hit by the first car. Then his body flew onto the other side of the road and was hit by another car. The driver of the first car was taken to the hospital after the accident because of a medical condition. New at 11, a man accused of shooting someone in the face over a parking spot is headed to prison. David Johnston was sentenced yesterday for second-degree attempted murder with a firearm. Johnston shot the victim in the face back in 2016 following an argument over the victim's car being parked in his driveway. He now faces up to 25 years in prison and 5 years probation after that. Sarasota police have seized 8 firearms, including an AK-47, from the man charged with shooting into a condo in downtown Sarasota over the weekend. The weapons were immediately seized for evidence following 25-year-old Ryan Flanzer's arrest on Saturday. However, Sarasota police now have a court order to be able to keep those weapons temporarily as part of the new Red Flags law, which was established through the state's Marjorie Stoneman Douglas Public Safety Act. Flanzer has a court hearing scheduled for May 18th where he can fight to get his weapons back. If the judge rules in favor of Sarasota Police Department, police will keep Flanzer's weapon for at least a year.
We have additional charges that are going to be placed on the individual, and again, we feel confident that we're doing everything we can under the law to keep our community safe and to keep this individual safe also.
Flanzer has been released from the Sarasota County Jail on bond. Chief DePino says the investigation into Saturday's shooting is still ongoing. Well, credit card skimming devices are showing up repeatedly at the same gas stations. Recently, skimmers were found inside a gas station on Holmes Beach, which has been targeted once before. Skimmers were found in 2 pumps at the Citgo on Gulf Drive. Police say these crooks work very quickly inserting these skimming devices, and they're elusive.
They have master keys to these pumps, and they're able to come in, and sometimes they just are able to pop them open, and others of them, they have the actual key for the pumps themselves.
It's a concern for everybody because they're obviously ripping credit cards off, and you know, it's a major concern for America.
Now, there are certain things you can do to avoid falling victim to a gas station skimmer, including checking the security tape on the pump to make sure it hasn't been tampered with. Also, pay inside instead of the pump and use cash. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office is asking county commissioners for money to buy an additional helicopter. In the last decade, Sarasota County has grown by 50,000 people, which for the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office means deputies are patrolling more neighborhoods and responding to more calls. There are times the deputies say the helicopter is being used for one call when it's needed for another. These helicopters are used for things like finding people that may be lost or on a manhunt to chase a suspect on the run.
Also is utilized by the fire department in fire fighting. Last year was a banner year for us in that regard. Unfortunately, it was a very busy season. Our helicopter delivered over 80,000 gallons of water fighting fires.
The Sheriff's Office is requesting money for a used helicopter that would cost around $3.4 million. Sheriff Tom Knight is proposing the funding come from impact fees. He'll be making a presentation to county commissioners tomorrow. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan joining us now. And Bob, I understand some air quality issues tonight that we need to be aware of.
Yeah, perfect setup for air pollution problems here along the Sun Coast. Ozone being the biggest problem. Now, ozone, you've heard, is a good thing in the upper levels of the atmosphere, shielding us from some of the harmful rays that come from the sun. But at the surface, it can be a big problem, especially for folks that have respiratory problems. So we're right on the verge of that. And what happens is that the pollution from car exhaust, as well as power plants in Tampa, get that east wind. It goes out into the Gulf. The sun, the chemical reaction with the sun on that particular pollution causes it to turn into ozone, and then when the sea breeze develops, it brings it back on shore. So the toughest part of the day is usually in the afternoon and early evening. Thus, an air quality warning is in effect for the entire west central coast of Florida, with the exception of Pinellas County, Hillsborough, Manatee, Sarasota, Charlotte counties, as well as Hardee and DeSoto counties in that air quality problem until 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. On top of that, with this high pressure dominating our weather, we have a high fire danger on Wednesday as well as a result of the low humidity, clear skies, and winds out of the northeast anywhere from 10 to 15 miles an hour will cause the potential for fires, if they were to develop, to spread rather rapidly. So that's another issue we're dealing with. It's a result of this high pressure ridge, which is centered pretty much over the Gulf of Mexico. This does not allow mixing of the atmosphere to occur, and this is probably going to be a problem again Thursday as this high pressure shifts off just pretty much over the top of us on Thursday. So keep that in mind. If you have respiratory problems tomorrow, it's going to be a good idea to stay indoors during the afternoon, the peak of the heat, when that wind turns back toward the west. Back to you, Jacqueline.
All right, thanks, Bob. Good to know. Hurricane season is less than a month away, and homeowners are being urged to sign up now for flood insurance. It does take 30 days for new policies to kick in. One insurance agent that we spoke to today said anyone who lives in Florida can be affected by flooding, and most people can't afford not to have it. That being said, some policies can be expensive, especially if you live close to the water. It's also suggested that you purchase contents coverage to ensure everything in your home is covered.
personal belongings, area rugs, etc. that get wet. All of that is going to fall underneath that flood insurance policy.
Policy prices depend on several factors, including how close your home is to water. Just a reminder, hurricane season begins on June 1st. The Lido Beach Shoreline Improvement Project is moving forward thanks to a court order that was made today. The 18-month-long lawsuit finally coming to an end. A state judge rejected a challenge by Siesta Key residents trying to block the Big Pass dredging project. The Siesta Key group argued that the project would cause erosion on Siesta. The project is approved for an initial 15 years, with the sand from Big Pass being moved every 5 years. City Manager Tom Barwin said in part, with another hurricane season upon us, Sarasota is facing a looming crisis. And a new roundabout is expected to open up at the intersection of Orange Avenue and Ringling Boulevard as early as next week. The final details are being done this week, including landscaping and adding road signs. Later this summer, an art installation by a local artist will be added to the center of the roundabout. This is one of several roundabouts that the city has planned for the upcoming years. And 2 big murals could be coming to downtown Sarasota. According to the city, they want to add paintings to the outside of the Bold Lofts on 2nd Street. The developer wants a Ringling College student to paint the statue of David on one side and the Victory statue on the other. They also want your opinion. The Public Art Committee will be voting on that project tomorrow morning at City Hall. Coming up, fire danger remains high on the Suncoast. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan has a look at your first solar weather forecast when we come back. Plus, if you've got allergies, get your medicines ready. Just watching this video may be too much.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 4 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
Since 2004, Embracing Our Differences has used the power of art and education to promote diversity. One way it accomplishes this is through its annual outdoor exhibition of 45 billboard-sized works of art, each accompanied by an inspirational quote. Join us in creating a community that is inclusive for all, where differences are embraced and individuality is celebrated. We invite you to celebrate the voices and visions of diversity and inclusion at this year's exhibit at Sarasota's Island Park.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Bob, we've talked about the air quality issues, but also some dry weather concerns as well for the fire danger.
Right, and that's going to be with us for a long time, too. We'll get some breaks down again with some showers moving in. Hopefully this low pressure area that is expected to develop near Florida somewhere over the upcoming weekend and early next week will bring us some beneficial rains and clean our atmosphere out, too. But when we have this high pressure ridge in control, it creates a haze in the atmosphere, high ozone. If you didn't see the top of the weather segment in the first part of this newscast, you'll see that we are under a air quality advisory now, and that means high ozone concentration. You see a little bit more redness in the sky, too. That's a result of some of the pollutants. What happens, again, the car exhaust as well as from the power plants in Tampa create the pollution that goes out into the Gulf with that east wind, and then the sun interacts with it, actually causes a chemical reaction, turns it into ozone, then it comes back with a sea breeze. So that's a problem. You can see the red there and kind of haze in the distance there from Dane, from Stump Pass and Venice Beach. Kathleen Brunt getting a nice shot. It was beautiful out there, but if you do have respiratory problems, you are advised to stay indoors tomorrow during the mid-afternoon to early evening as a result of that air quality alert. We are anticipating dry conditions through Friday. Really, it will stick around as a result of that high-pressure ridge I talked to you about. And then changes are in for the weekend. We are going to see increasing clouds, more moisture content, and a little disturbance will bring us a good chance for some scattered showers and a few thunderstorms. Here's a look now at Futurecast. I take you through time on Wednesday. Again, nothing going on over the morning or during the early afternoon as far as it goes. A little moisture along the east coast. We'll have that east wind, but as that sea breeze develops and that ozone comes back into play late in the mid-afternoon, I should say, late in the day and into early evening, there's also a possibility of a few isolated showers. Not a lot, just a few isolated showers. We had a few break out along the sea breeze earlier today north of our area, but it's all this moisture down here which will eventually start to drift northward. And this dry air that's in place now will shift off to the east into the Atlantic, and then high pressure will build east of the state, which will give us more of a southeasterly component to our wind, and that always brings the humidity value up a little bit. I had a few isolated showers down south along that sea breeze front. Nothing going on now. That's just a very sensitive radar right now, but nothing happening as far as rain goes. We could use the rain. 77 degrees right now, clear skies, and the dew point temperature is rather low, so 58% on the humidity. East winds are at 8, and the pressure 29.96 inches. It was hot today, 91 degrees, but it didn't feel that bad because of the low humidity. 84 is our normal high and 93 the record. Well, here is a forecast from Sunday. You can see Sunday is showing some showers around, some clouds around as well. As we move through time, it looks like scattered showers. Even in through Monday, you'll see this area of low pressure kind of hanging around and developing in the Gulf of Mexico, which will give us another shot at some scattered showers at least on into Tuesday as well in the afternoon and evening. Satellite and radar imagery showing this area of low pressure staying to our north, bringing some rain and cooler air back into the upper Mississippi Valley. Temperatures for highs there into the mid-60s in Minneapolis. Detroit gets up to 78, but look at that, 89 in St. Louis, 90 in Dallas, and 88 in Memphis. As far as boaters go, tomorrow winds will start off at the east at 5 to 10 knots, and then they'll pick up in the late afternoon up to 15 knots. Seas will be running right around 2 feet, and there'll be a moderate chop on the bays and inland waters. The water temperature is 77 degrees, and we'll see a high right around 86 degrees at the area beaches. 7-day forecast looks dry, doesn't it? Wednesday, Thursday, not much going on, just a slight chance for a late day shower or two on Friday. You'll notice the humidity value is picking back up on Friday, and then on Saturday, we are expecting a 50% chance for scattered showers and storms on Saturday. It'll be basically throughout the afternoon and evening, even into the night. 50% chance on Mother's Day. Mother's Day looking for a mixture of sun and clouds for the special day, and it looks like temperatures will warm up into the mid-80s with a good chance for scattered showers and storms. And then we'll keep a slight chance in on Monday and 40% chance on Tuesday as that area of low pressure, a weak one at that, kind of hangs around the state of Florida. Jacqueline?
All right, Bob, thank you for that update. Polls are open in 4 states: Indiana, North Carolina, Ohio, and West Virginia. It's the first Super Tuesday of the primary season, and ABC's Tara Palmieri tells us Republicans want to secure strong candidates before what some are predicting will be a blue wave come the midterms.
In a closely watched Senate primary race in West Virginia, State Attorney General Patrick Morrisey won the Republican nomination. Republicans in Washington and even President Trump feared that outlier candidate Don Blankenship would be the nominee. But hours after the polls closed, he trailed the other 2 candidates, Congressman Evan Jenkins and Morrisey, and then conceded.
In any event, it didn't work out.
Blankenship, a coal mining magnate, built an anti-establishment campaign similar to Trump's in the general election. He was recently released from prison on misdemeanor charges for conspiring to violate mine safety regulations after 29 employees were killed in a mining explosion.
I'm basically Trumpier than Trump.
Running ads against Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell that had a racial tone toward his wife, Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao. Fearful of a rerun of that special election in Alabama where scandal-scarred candidate Roy Moore failed to clinch the Senate seat in a ruby red state, Trump personally weighed in on the race, tweeting that Blankenship, quote, "can't win the general election in your state. No way. Republicans have a rare chance at taking back a seat in the Senate held by Democrat Senator Joe Manchin." President Trump won West Virginia by more than 40 percentage points. In Indiana, Republican Greg Pence won the nomination for the congressional seat held by his brother, Vice President Mike Pence. And on the Senate side in Indiana, businessman Mike Braun, who fashioned himself as a Trump candidate, won the primary after spending $6 million of his own money. Tara Palmieri, ABC News, Washington.
Governor Rick Scott is coming to the Suncoast tomorrow. He'll be highlighting the second proposal of his Make Washington Work plan, which will require a 2/3 vote of each House of Congress to approve any tax of fee increase before it can become law. He'll be making that announcement at PHT Innovations in North Venice at 3:30 tomorrow afternoon. Sports is next, but first, here's what's coming up on Jimmy Kimmel.
Tonight, Kimmel's all new from Solo, a Star Wars story, Woody Harrelson.
Have you seen the movie yet? Have I? No.
Plus, Roseanne, Sarah Gilbert, music from Bozzy, and Generation Gap gets heated.
No need to get surly, Joe.
Kimmel, new tonight on ABC.
My California Closets experience has been wonderful. My mother's a huge inspiration. Before she passed away, she would say, you should do something special for yourself. First time I saw my closet, I immediately thought, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself. I call it my Tiffany style closet. I mean, I can shop in my own closet every day. I love that. My name is Cynthia, and this is my California Closets story.
Accolades are great. Just wait until you see our prices. Rugs as Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score. It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach. Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think, I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free.
You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View. I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, we'll learn tips and tricks on how to grow roses in Florida, plus brand new listings in Suncoast for sale and the Table Creek side in the kitchen.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
Now, sports.
Former Buccaneers coach Tony Dungy will be honored by the team this fall. The Bucs announcing Dungy will be inducted into the team's Ring of Honor at Raymond James Stadium. The ceremony will happen at halftime of the Monday night game against the visiting Pittsburgh Steelers on September 24th. That's fitting because he once played for the Steelers. Dungy is credited with creating a culture of winning in Tampa Bay, and he helped form one of the best defenses in the NFL. That defense would eventually help lead the Bucs to a Super Bowl title. Dungy will become the 12th member of the Ring of Honor. And the Rays hosting their soon-to-be spring training neighbors, the Atlanta Braves. At the top of the third inning, Braves' Ronald Acuna Jr. drives the ball to deep left center for the solo home run to put the Braves on the board. Then Johan Camargo lines one to the right corner, and Rays' Carlos Gomez makes the slide catch to the end. The Braves win 1-0. The Tampa Bay Lightning will host Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals on Friday night. The NHL releasing the dates and times for the Bolts series against the Washington Capitals this afternoon. The Caps beating Pittsburgh last night to clinch a spot in the conference finals. Game 2 is set for Sunday night in Tampa. The Lightning captain Steven Stamkos knows Washington will provide a great test.
Obviously, you get to the Final Four. It's four really good hockey teams, so we're going to expect the toughest series yet against a team that is going to be very excited to be where they are, and it should be a great series.
That's a look at sports. We'll have tonight's winning lotto numbers straight ahead.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
This is the story of a boy who was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Designers do it with style.
Tell me what's going on here.
Why, you don't like my hair? The Mark and Mandy Show. In-depth design ideas.
What is up with the tuck tape here? Let's cover it up.
Amazing beauty and fashion tips.
So Halle Berry has amazing skin. Her secret is coffee grounds.
No.
Delicious recipes.
Today, I'm going to show you a special dish that is sure to please that special someone in your life.
Watch the Mark and Mandy Show right here on your favorite channel.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Well, pollen is so dense in New Jersey that it exploded into a cloud of green and yellow when a bulldozer tapped it. Take a look. When the bulldozer taps the tree, pollen erupts from its leaves so thick that it actually replicates the tree's shape. The video has been shared tens of thousands of times since yesterday. I know that struggle. I mean, not specifically in that, but I know, when your car is just completely covered in pollen.
Right, and then we had that about a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
That's no longer a problem. Medium ranges of pollen tomorrow, so not in the high category. We do have a high category of pollution, though, in terms of ozone. So air quality advisory is in effect as for mainly in the afternoon and early evening up until 5 o'clock. It covers the entire area.
Okay, thank you so much, Bob. And thank you all for joining us tonight. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Have a good one.